Hey guys, Letter Magic here, and it's another day, so you gotta ask yourself, what are people pissed off about now that is almost exclusively Wizards of the Coast fault? Well, I gave the giant wheel of outrage a big ol' spin, and it landed on Grand Prix London. Oh, excuse me, I accidentally used the terminology that literally every single person online that doesn't work for Wizards has been using. It's Magicfest London, at which they're having a Grand Prix called Grand Prix London. You know, because that's not confusing. Hey, speaking of confusing, isn't England where they had an existing Magic Fest where a bunch of illusionists and magicians and stage performers got together and had a Magic Fest, and they fired off a somewhat angry tweet at Wizards on Twitter? I wonder what happened with that. All I know is they stopped using the name Magic Fest for a couple weeks, or at least it seemed like they did. Well, in this announcement from Channel Fireball Events, it's still called Magic Fest, so I guess they worked it out. My gosh, it's like naming your event Fish Fest and not seeing if that exists already. Oh, I know, guys, let's call it Fun Fest. Hey, should we check if the name's already taken? Nah, that nobody would name their event Fun Fest. Well, with the response this is getting, maybe they should just rename it Fire Festival. So let's burn through this announcement. We are thrilled to announce the very first Grand Prix on a pre-release weekend. Yeah, should I just end the video here? Like, are we already all pretty much on the same page with why this might be a problem? So they're thrilled to announce the very first Grand Prix on a pre-release weekend featuring War of the Spark at Magicfest London. This is an unprecedented and extraordinary event leading to tons of questions, which we have tried to cover here. Oh, it's not really questions plural, it's pretty much just one question. Why the hell would you do this? Now let me just add, I could have sworn that they had a pre-release event at a Grand Prix before. I could have sworn I heard about that. Maybe it was a Star City Games event and I got confused. I mean, they claim this is the first time a GP has ever been on pre-release weekend ever. Maybe they ran one a week early and that was the thing and it was a side event, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn they ran a pre-release event at a Grand Prix. But anyway, allegedly this one's different because it is literally on the same weekend, which I guess was a thing they don't do. So the Magicfest London Grand Prix, which that's not confusing, is going to be very, in all caps with bold, unique. Yeah, usually a Grand Prix, oh pardon me, I mean Magicfest, oh pardon me, I mean they just said both, so screw it, I'll call it Grand Magicfest Pre-London. Usually Grand Magicfest Pre's don't generate this level of hate and controversy, even in the 1984 hellhole that is London. Seriously, why London, besides the potential for a lawsuit about stealing that other festival's name, I guess? Was the middle of the jungle in Ghana not available? Yeah, this will be a very unique Grand Prix because you'll get arrested if you have a butter knife. Seriously, England? They had to have it in England? Anyway, they assure us that Grand Prix London is going to be very unique to give you the best chance to both play with MTG War, which is apparently the 3-letter code, that's awesome, early and qualify for day 2 of the Grand Prix, which I understand is on Sunday. That is a bit unique. We are running 4 flights. Okay, I don't know what that is other than you're going to need one to go to England because it's a damn island and it's really expensive to fly to. Seriously, here's a fun challenge for you. Try to make sense out of these next couple sentences, at all. Get any semblance of usable information out of these statements. We are running 4 flights to qualify for day 2, asterisk, asterisk, exclamation mark, asterisk, asterisk. I'm not familiar with that particular hieroglyphic. There are 2 flights on Friday and 2 flights on Saturday. Each flight is 7 rounds, and every player with 18 points or better continues on to a combined day 2 on Sunday. I mean, I barely know how GPs work anyway, but is this a pre-release kit that you get and then you can enter 4 times? Do you have to pay multiple times? Is seating limited? Wait, hold on. Let me check my checklist here. Not attending, check. Probably won't be streamed on Twitch even if I was going to watch it, check. And that's the whole checklist. It would appear that I don't give a crap regardless. It's out in England, we're never going to hear about it, and you'll be lucky if you get a text update on Monday morning. I'd suggest everybody do what I always do to GPs and completely ignore them. And seriously, do not attend them. Do not go to them. You'll just get anything you own stolen because everything gets stolen at a Grand Prix. Backpacks, trade binders, luggage, you name it, they will steal it, especially in London, England. And then if you participate, cool, you're going to get nowhere unless you're cheating because everybody who does well is cheating, period. And that goes triple for anything with a sealed pool. So don't go to this, but also there's another reason I'm telling you not to go to this. That's because of people's reaction to this. To finish the initial announcement here, in addition to the Grand Prix, there will be a limited amount of side events throughout the weekend featuring WAR, including 2 War of the Spark Limited Mythic Championship qualifiers on Sunday. Okay, well, the Mythic Championship has 64 people in it. 56 are chosen by Wizards or earned their way there with pro points, or I don't know, something about a league. I don't know how any of that crap works. And 8 of them are going to qualify with gameplay on Arena. So what the hell did you just say? I would love for any of these details, like here's all the events, what we're calling them, when they are, how to qualify, and what the prize pool is, all in one place. Wouldn't that be a concept, Wizards? You know, so that if somebody says, I want to get into Pro Magic, or I just want to try it once, I want to see how well I do at a Grand Prix or something. None of this makes sense to me, and I've been covering Magic for years. I mean, this is ridiculous. To anybody newer to the game, or somebody who's been playing for like 2 years but hasn't like given a crap about anything really at the GP level, this is such a mess. And plus the whole Mythic Champion thing is completely brand new. I don't think we've even had one yet. So for them to be like, oh, you can suddenly qualify for this. How many people? How well do you have to do? What is it? Where is it? Is it different than the other tournament? Do you have to travel for it? Is it digital? In fact, I think if I had to make an educated guess, there's a paper Mythic Championship and a digital one, and they numbered them, but they just didn't put the number on this one in this particular article. And like 4 of them are paper, then 3 of them are digital, or maybe the other way around. And then I think 1 got canceled or something. If you're not getting my drift, the whole damn thing is named like crap, and it's a confusing mess. They really need to clarify this stuff, and I mean really, on one simple central location to just give people all the information, because this is just downright aggravating. Anyway, due to the special nature of this event, there will not be a traditional limited Fnatic package. No idea what that is. However, we are offering an MTG London exclusive Spark Fnatic package. What? I swear they're just making things up now. Ooh, maybe there's going to be a Queen's Honor Super Duper London Parliament package. Woo! So that gets you an entry into 2 flights of the Grand Prix. So like the real one or the side events that you just changed topic to? So you get an entry into 2 flights of the Grand Prix, a set of 5 Grand Prix promo lands. Ooh, that actually might be worth money, actually. And the Fnatic Lightning Bolt playmat. You know, if you want somebody to buy it, you gotta throw food into it. Like, literally make it a literal package full of actual physical food. Like, here's your Fnatic package. You get all this cool stuff, and also it comes with a 6er of Diet Faygo and a Little Debbie mixed care package. If you have any questions, they are likely in the, fact sheet. Wait a minute, did they actually do what I told them to? Okay, I just read the whole thing. It is 3 times as confusing as this summary was. A bunch of terminology that makes no sense. No explanation of what any of it means. Super intimidating to anybody new to Grand Prix. I can't think of more of a turnoff. It literally could have just been a webpage that says, we will kick you in the balls the second you walk into the GP, and that's the whole document. Still, slightly less of a turnoff than whatever the hell any of these bullet points mean on this god-awful document. You basically have to be like a 10-year pro veteran for any of these words to make any ounce of sense. What an absolute shit show Channel Fireball has been doing to these stupid fucking Grand Prix. Seriously, no wonder nobody shows up to these. Oh, or you can email them or reply to this thread. There's actually a 4th option, which is don't show up. So we strive for constant and never ending, which is one word, you dumbasses, improvement with our events. There was like 15 other grammatical and spelling mistakes anyway, and we're fired up to see what everyone thinks of this unique format. We can't wait to see you in London on April 26th, and if you thought there was a period between those 2 sentences, dream on. Why did they even let an illiterate chimp type these out? Seriously. The first reply. How can the event start at 9 o'clock when the hall doesn't open until 10 o'clock? Trust me, that is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these shit events that they run. There's a giant thread about how buys are cheating and giving pro players buys is just like telling the average Joe to just not even show up. And that's a lot more polite than what they actually wrote. I never thought I'd find a couple of people who hate the buys, or as I like to call it, tournament rigging in the favor of longtime pro players as much as I do, but wow, did people roast this crap. Also, there's no buys at this event, and so people are like pissed about that too, apparently. Then you get the typical elitist snob comments, a bunch of people pissed off about everything, the price, the timing, everything, how late the announcement was. And then it very quickly turned into what the real outrage is about this. That's right. I haven't even mentioned it yet, what most people are mad about. I just wanted to give you guys a little window into how poorly these events are run, how much of a disorganized, confusing mess they are to everybody, and how they make a bunch of changes, just make up words and terminology, expect you to know what they mean, and they might as well just put a sign on the door that says amateurs not welcome. And surprise, surprise, attendance is down at these. I'm shocked. Well, anyway, people are saying, well, this is just a kick to the teeth for any local gaming store anywhere near London. Literally, somebody wrote that. I mean, if they got a side event and you live anywhere near London or can get there within, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you would consider to be, reasonable driving distance, and also you can qualify for some mythic something somewhere, maybe, who the hell knows? Gee, I wonder which one you're gonna go to. So I would say probably for bare minimum 100-mile radius around London, especially in London, they just stole thousands of dollars in total losses from any local gaming store. And I say that not just because, it's a pre-release and it's like, $30, $35, whatever. And after prize support, they're not even making money, honestly, unless you buy sleeves and stuff, and even the margin on them aren't that great. Pre-releases don't make that much money necessarily. I mean, they do sell a lot of boxes though. So, I mean, it's not nothing. I mean, but people go to a pre-release and then they might come back for F&M. A certain percentage of them will. They'll be like, dude, these people are really fun, or, the store is really clean and nice and the staff is friendly and their prices are great, or, I didn't even know there was a store this close to me, or whatever. Every store owner knows, and if you don't believe me, ask them, this is your chance to draw in people for the next 3 months. It's not about the immediate money, which is not insignificant. It's about the long-term money, them buying singles from you in the future to build decks, and attending F&M and all that. So pre-releases are the moneymaker, and there's only 4 of them per year. So for them to just say to a good portion of England, well, screw you, we're stealing all your customers, that's cold. But then again, I will say there's a huge counterpoint to this. I mean, it's busy. I'm sure parking isn't free. I don't know crap about London, but in most places it's not. Transportation isn't free unless you feel like driving back and forth, which would be a pain. Hotels aren't free. So this, I would almost not even call the same event. Also, it's super high pressure, super like there's judges and you don't want to make one single mistake. Whereas, I mean, I make mistakes about if a creature has flying just based on its artwork at 5 a.m. at a pre-release. The dude's like, block, and I'm like, what do you mean this doesn't have flying? Look, it has wings. He's like, it doesn't say flying. And I'm like, you know what? I guess it's not flying. That doesn't go over so well at a Grand Prix. But then it's also not 4 or 5 a.m. And then, well, this is an official sanctioned Grand Prix. You're going to have to deal with a crap ton of people that don't speak English. That's always fun and super not disruptive at all with a brand new set that everybody's new to and has never played with before ever. It just seems wholly unappealing to me. I mean, then you gotta pay for food for all your meals instead of, eating at home and just going to a 6-hour pre-release. It really isn't similar, but then again, how many Grand Prix are gonna show up? There's not that many Grand Prix in Wisconsin. It's really every couple of years. I think we've gotten lucky and had a couple lately, like Milwaukee and Madison. But GPs are scattered all over the place and they're pretty few and far between. So for one to come near you, you might want to go whether it's pre-release or not. So it's not like I'm going to go to the Grand Prix as my pre-release event. It's I'm not going to go to my pre-release event because I'm going to the Grand Prix instead. That I think is a pretty valid argument. Hey, speaking of valid arguments, in a post that has 10 times the upvotes, a bunch of British stores got together and put together this wonderful letter. It's titled, An Open Letter to Wizards of the Coast from Gaming Stores in Southeast England. I dare say I did even worse than Keanu Reeves would have reading that. Dear Waffles of the Toast, between us, we've sort of spent a long time nurturing the players. Sort of? We just kind of did. We're not too serious about this letter. Who drafted this? I'm actually going to say who drafted this at the end. Anyway, between us, we've sort of spent a long time nurturing the players and the Magic community in the southeast of England. We share the joys of Friday Night Magic with our customers as they play with their friends. We share the lows as they don't quite perform as they'd hoped to. We're always there to cheer them up with a friendly word and a participation booster pack. And one of those phrases used a comma and the other used a hyphen. I am so grammatically triggered. I used to be an editor for a company that's worth more than Wizards of the Coast. Anyway, we've been a little bit worried lately, comma, we understand that organized play takes time to, well, ... but not actually in ellipses, to organize. We also know this is a year of change amongst the program, and we're... amongst? Okay, fine, I'll just edit it on the fly for your sake, how about that? And we're doing our best to take each in their stride. Moving on, we don't know what you've got planned, but we've got faith you'll do right by our players. You freaking shouldn't. We've embraced Arena, we tell everyone about it, and we adore the link between digital and paper Magic even though we don't believe in Oxford commas. We even sneak in a game from time to time. Oh, I do too at my shop, and then if a customer calls, I just ignore it. Pre-release events are one of the stars on our calendar, comma. We mark them out months in advance because they're so popular. They're part of the lifeblood, hyphenated, of the community around here, universally adored by all. Everyone has been excited for War of the Spark, the culmination of years of storyline. We're kind of upset though, because your announcement of Magicfest London being on the pre-release weekend is going to hurt us. Events of the... oh my god! How do you not put a period there? How? Events of this scale don't come around all that often, and we know how much our players look forward to them. Gosh, we look forward to them ourselves. But not this time. We just can't. We're sorry, we want to... ... This time we're between a rock and a hard place. The clash is going to impact our livelihoods in a way that doesn't feel fair, that doesn't feel right. Just take a guess if that was a semicolon. We've got a favor to ask you, because we figure in many ways we've done you a few across the years. That has to be a British saying. And that you might be kind enough to help us make the most of a bad situation. Wizards, would you please right off? Oh wait, I misread that. Wizards, would you please give each gaming store in the UK a pre-release? Oh, I don't think you have to wait for an answer from Wizards on this one. I'm pretty sure with my knowledge of the WPN system, I can unequivocally tell you, no. They screwed up Kevin from Rogue Deck Builder's shipment, and he contacted them because they didn't get any pre-release kits. They just got like the prize boosters or something or whatever, I don't know. And he said, can we just run like a pseudo draft with the prize boosters? And they said no. They don't even know what the word reasonable means. And they already have enough of a problem with people adding cards to their pools at events like this. Do they really need everybody in the surrounding area around London to have cards floating around a week early? In fact, the answer isn't just no, it's hell no. What they should have said is, Wizards, can you kindly take Grand Prix London and shove it square up your ass? Cheers, mate. Sincerely, a bunch of gaming stores. So anyway, they want it to take place the Saturday before Magicfest London. It ain't gonna happen. They say, kindest regards, gaming store owners of Kent, UK, including The Consulting Gamer, Ashford, Dice and Destiny, Canterbury Elite Gaming, Dover the Grumpy Goblin, and Ramsgate. Those are the most British sounding names I've ever heard in my life. It's like something I would make up as a parody of like a bar or tavern in a D&D campaign. I love it. I guess the alcoholic leprechaun wasn't available to review this document and contribute to it. I can pretty much sum up every single reply to this entire post with, yeah, this is some bullshit. But Wizards and Channel Fireball don't care. I can virtually assure you of that. They really shouldn't have done this. They knew what they were doing. This is very on purpose. It's not just, oops, scheduling conflict. Oh, it's the only time we could get the venue. Oh, these two dates just happen to coincide. No, they have allegedly purposely avoided having a Grand Prix on the pre-release day because they'll kill every store within a certain amount of miles. I mean, literally, like, everybody in the whole damn world already has a Magic event to go to that weekend, in theory. So, why would they do this? I can't think of one logical reason unless they literally do come out and say the venue was only available this weekend, oh well. Well, dust off the $8 garage sale tables and spray paint a trophy with a bowling guy on top because beep, beep, move over, bitch. Here comes the GP and everybody better get the hell out of its way. Oh, the whole pro scene is just a joke. It's just an absolute joke. I have a better solution than their ridiculous request. Everybody, everywhere, spread the word. Do not go to this. Boycott the Grand Prix. Stay home and go to a local event in your area, especially if you live in London. If the attendance gets cut by 10%, they might reconsider this. If it gets cut by 50%, I think it's safe to say they won't do this twice in that case. And you know what? They have Grand Prix and events in London all the time. Just wait. Wait like a year or something. I'm sure one will be back. We really need to show Channel Fireball and Wizards and whoever the hell between them made this decision that this is so ridiculous. They've already kicked LGSs in the balls like 8 times in 2018. Now they have to compete with Wizards themselves on eBay and Amazon for products that they can't even get. Speaking of that, Walmart exclusives, those are fun. It's just ridiculous. This is honestly the last straw. I think the last straw was 6 months ago. So let's see if we can get hashtag boycott GP London trending. And I don't mean on YouTube. They don't track it or have a trending tab as far as I know. Go on some other crap site that uses hashtags and go, tweet it directly at Wizards or something. Anyway, I don't actually care about any of this bullshit. And if you do, I would consider following literally anything else other than Magic Pro level. Support your LGS. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next absolute PR nightmare.